And then what, in my opinion, what happened was after that game, after that night, after we had it with the what's it called? I think it was Montgomery County Public League, Capital Beltway. That was it. It was called the Capital Beltway League. Once that happened, in my opinion, I think Coach Bryant decided he was gonna just leave the league in general and move over to Pop Warner, which is known as the National League, where you make it all the way. And when you make it all the way to a championship, you actually go to Florida, you win a championship. That's where the championship games are played. Pop Warner has been around for years. We played, the competition was going to be a whole lot different than county kids. We're going to be playing teams from DC. We're going to be playing teams from Virginia. We're going to be playing teams from Baltimore. Baltimore, in fact, the Northwood Rams. Go look up the Northwood Rams. The Northwood Rams were running Pop Warner football before we got there, right? So when we made the move from the Capital Beltway League to Pop Warner, that's when the competition was going to be a whole lot more steep, like real hood Baltimore too. Like this wasn't no BS, Towson suburb. This was like kids from like hood parts of Baltimore, rough parts of Baltimore. And I remember during that banquet when Coach Bryant actually made the announcement that we're going to Pop Warner, that, he was kind of mentioning, all right, some of these guys from Olney, some of these guys from Montgomery Village, a lot of the teams that we played, they're going to be joining us, Maplewood and stuff like that. They're going to be joining us. All right. So you got to know a lot of the things that we kind of said about them, a lot of the mindset that you had towards Deontay and, Nick and Dominique and some of the other guys that were coming from these other programs. Now y'all got to mature. All right. Y'all got to mature, understand as men, hey, y'all were, rivals, or y'all were playing against them or whatever. And now it's time to mature, to do bigger things and do something for your city, do something for your county, do something for your area that has not been done. You could look at youth football. When it comes to youth football in the state of Maryland, and you type in the White Oak Warriors, you are not going to see another football program that has put the area on the map. The best, I say it all the time. I've said I remember actually doing a workshop, because I do a lot of workshops for coaches when I was heavily involved with PCA. I remember doing a workshop in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at a school that you probably heard about named St. Thomas Aquinas, which has a again powerhouse football program, has so many guys in the league that I wouldn't even try to name them all. Tons of just NFL guys coming in and out of St. Thomas Aquinas. And I remember saying this when I did a workshop for them. It's like 70 plus coaches. And I said that the White Oak Warriors are the best youth football program in the entire country. And I said it without batting an eye, without blinking. I remember I got a little pushback, some people got a little testy with me or wanted to say something, but I stand by it. I mean it. It's the best football program ever. And it's particularly, in my opinion, obviously I'm a little biased, but in my opinion, if you look at 2001 and you look at 2002 and seeing how we were rivals with this team, and then the way we came together and won a championship the next year. So what happened was, we move over to Pop Warner. We merge with these guys that we played with just in the county. We go undefeated. The head coach of the team, again, came from Olney. We got the head coach of the team, his name, the late John Vassos, and then the offensive coordinator, Coach Jamie Staines. He was the offensive coordinator for my team. And then the defensive coordinator, Coach Mike Wills. He was defensive coordinator, and they were like magicians. I mean, Coach Jamie came in and he implemented a pass game to go with our run that was just not fair at the youth level. It was not fair at the youth level. All right. Coach Mike, again, kept it simple when it comes to defense. Hey, just find the football. And Coach Vassos had that perspective. He had that perspective of being a very successful businessman, understanding how teams are run, understanding how everybody has their roles. And he had us going into every single game believing that we were going to win. The first game we played was against the Northwood Rams, this team that was dominating the Pop Warner League for years. All right, dominate. I mean, this the national champions. He would tell us the weeks before we played that first game against Northwood. He would be telling us weeks and weeks in advance. These are the national champions. You're walking into you're going to Baltimore. You're going to the hood, like you went to the hood parts of Baltimore and going and trying to play the Northwood Rams. Y'all better come and bring it. And he reminded us of that every single day. We go out, we tap some Northwood ass, go undefeated, and we win the championship. That's what I mean when I say it's important. It's important, yes, to disagree with folks, to go at it, to have your opinions, but when it comes to wanting to do bigger things, all right, very similar to what I just told you.